Any comments from council?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Davis, go ahead.
Mayor Pro Tem, we would first need to close the public comment.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
We need to close public comment.
Okay, we'll, seeing no further public comment, we will close that item and call for the vote.
Carl, please speak.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did ask for comment from council. Go ahead, Councilman Davidson.
Thank you, Pro Tem. With the elder. I think there's a couple of pretty good questions asked by two of the people in the audience, and it's kind of the same question I have. It's a little strange to me. We just had this on the dockets here not too long back, and it was voted down. And typically something wouldn't come back this fast, but it has. We are there are some things in the regulations which require us to, if we're going to bring something back, that has to be back at a certain amount of time. But aside from that, I'm not really concerned with that. What I am concerned with is that yeah, I think we do have the money now, and I've had an opportunity to speak with Billy Tanner on that. He's confirmed that to me. The money is in there. But my concerns haven't changed from what they were the first time. This money now, I don't think anybody's mentioned the amount of money that would be involved this year. The first year would take $166,000 out of the fund. The next year it would take, would jump up obviously to double that, I think, which is like 32,000 or whatever. And then the last year, it would be up around 950,000. Well, the last year it would be down. It would be double. Then it would go to like it would go to a total of what, three?
About 450.
Yeah, about $450,000. So just in this next 3 years alone, forgetting those steps, just the next 3 years alone, that totals of $950,000 would be coming out of the fund in 3 years. And I know that we have the money now, but one thing I also know is that we have a lot of roads up in Holdy area that we currently aren't having to deal with. They're going to be coming online now. They are coming online very soon. So we're going to have additional funds from what we've had in the past. So I don't know whether that was taken into consideration or not. Then we have all the new homes that are being built up above the Eureka there, and that whole area up there, and there's lots and lots of new subdivisions opening up there, and those roads that have been put in there, every one of them are in drastic bad condition. They're all going to require a lot of work in the next couple, 3 years. So I say, you know, I know this may sound good to people, but it's such a small amount of money, but it is a large amount of money to the city and what it's going to do possibly to our roads. So I say it's not a good idea, and we all know that if you go 1 year, you know, you could even have a couple, 3 new council people on there. Maybe they're new, they don't understand what the ramifications of this might be, and you may end up with them reversing it or not reversing it. I suspect we won't have to reverse it after the first year. I think there's enough money in the fund that we can pretty much dry that fund out, but we could actually survive for the first 2 years. But this money, you have to remember, these road jobs are not something that happen every day. You have to accumulate money, and then you'll have a bunch of them all at once. You might go a year or two without anything. And if you're not accumulating that money, our roads are not gonna be maintained, so my opinion is no. And besides, I think the timing is lousy. We're looking at budget hearings that haven't taken place yet. I think any of these things we have on here tonight that are requiring additional big spending next year or cuts right now should be held back and brought back after the budget has been prepared and we know where we are. I think it's foolhardy to assume anything, because I know that there's a lot of we're going to take a lot of big hits next year on our income coming in, and I just think that let's wait till after the budget's done and then we look at it then.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further comment from council?
Yes, Councilman Levin. One of the items, and it's being reviewed right now as I speak, is the fact that, to the best of my recollection, we did not vote on this item to turn it down. We voted to table the item for further discussion, pending staff, unless I'm totally incorrect. It's being looked at right now. Secondly, this wouldn't go into effect until July. And being that, budget hearings would be over with, and if some drastic situation occurred, we could bring it back, I believe, at that time, if necessary. In long discussions, and I'm going to give 100% credit to staff. They had a lot of time to review this, and they did spend a lot of time reviewing this. And it assured us that there are funds available, not only in that fund, but in other funds that can be moved around for this purpose. So I don't see this as a serious problem right now. If indeed we're trying to be business friendly in this community, and we know that the amount of money that would go back the first year isn't a large sum of money. You'll look at your electric bill, you'll barely notice it. However, when you've got companies that we hope in the future want to look at this community and they see a fee on there that to them is worthless, and as far as I'm concerned would be too. Being business friendly is getting rid of as many fees as we can possibly get rid of. I hear this continually in emails and letters to the editors and so forth. Why don't you guys cut this? Why don't you cut costs? Why don't you cut business license fees, etc., etc., etc. Well, this is a step in that direction that I think is quite practical.